Hey everyone, how's it going? So, back at work. Sorry for the sun glare. I'm back at work after my little stint at the hospital. And I got something that was dropped off to me. Kind of interesting, actually. Pretty darn clean, too. A 1975 Chevy Impala. It's been parked for many years. And customer wants to get it running. I guess it was left to him from a family member, but car's pretty clean. There we go. It's a pretty clean car. I know nothing about it. Absolutely nothing about it. It's the first time I'm seeing the car. I did open the hood because I wanted to check the oil in that, and it does have oil in it. I don't know if the battery is any good. I'm assuming that's a 352 barrel. Yep, 352 barrel. I was kind of hoping it'd be a 400, but not a 400. But yeah, like I said, I'm assuming the battery's dead. I'm not even sure. See, I got a wad of keys here, so let me see what does anything, if this thing will even start. Yeah, it's stone dead, okay. Let me try a jumper pack and see if it will actually do anything. Let me put you down over here somewhere, or maybe you could partially see what I'm doing. Both cables are black, and they're both side terminals. Somebody actually, I hate side terminal batteries. Somebody actually replace the ends and replace the battery at some point in this vehicle's life. Like, why wouldn't you just go ahead and change this thing to a top terminal at that point? All right. See if this does absolutely anything. Oh wow, okay. I gotta move this seat. There is no way. Maybe I can't. I don't know. Alright, probably gonna have to pump the daylights out of this to get it to do anything. Alright. Let me see if I can't get the seat moved, because I can't bend my leg all that much. Hope I get the seat moved, and I'm probably gonna have to pump the daylights out of this thing to get it to do anything. Alright, so fortunately, that's one thing I hate about those type of jumper packs. You can't see it because of all the dirt, but those little portable ones like that, big problem with those is they only have so much of a reserve. So as you heard, it cranked it pretty well, but it's not going to keep going. So I'm going to put this thing on a charge and let it sit for a while. Hopefully it'll charge up, but we're going to find out. Okay, I got another type of a charger on there. I know the windshield's filthy, you can't really see, but let's see if this does anything. Yeah, it's not enough, but at least it's putting a charge into it. So I'm just gonna let it go. And hopefully we can get this thing to charge up. If not, I gotta throw a battery in it, that's all. Okay, so we have a new battery installed. So let's see if we can get this thing to fire. Let's see. Probably have to pump the snot out of the gas. It says it's got a half a tank. Got nothing. All right. These older vehicles, you don't want to crank the snot out of them because you can overheat the starters pretty easy. New vehicles, not so much. I mean, you can, but let me get something to spray down the intake and see if I can't get it to at least fire. That'll tell me to maybe I don't have spark. So we're going to use some gum out. As you see, I took the air cleaner off. Obviously it's had mice in it, so I'm not going to run it. I'm not going to take the air filter out for certain. But anyway, what I was going to say is that you got to be careful when you're doing something like this. I don't know which are the float bowls, if it's that. But I always put the lid back on, because a lot of times on older vehicles, you go to start it after doing something like this, they could pop back. And at least this way, in case there's a fire, it'll hold the fire underneath the air cleaner. That's actually a common thing to get them to flash back and blow a flame up through the carb. So let's see if it'll fire. Yep. All right, and it's running on its own fuel now. Actually, don't sound bad. Oh, maybe it's not running on its own fuel. All right. Motor actually sounds pretty healthy. 89,000 miles on it. I'd drive this. I would drive this around. It's amazing. Me growing up in the 70s, early 80s, and like these cars were all over the place, and you never gave them a second look, not once. And now, I wouldn't mind something like this. Heck, I would drive it every day if I could. Let's go back under the hood. Ah. Darn thing's pretty smooth. I'm not going to balance a quarter or a nickel on the air cleaner, but that's pretty darn smooth. Pretty impressive, actually, that it's that smooth. One thing I always hated, how GM put the radiator caps at this weird angle. Could never understand it. Can't even get it to move. I'm gonna probably have to channel lock it to get it off of there. All right, let me see if it actually does a parking lot drive. Hang on a second, let me just go put this away. The car's actually got nice body lines. Like I said, back when I was growing up, I never gave them a second look. All right, GM with their old hood hinges. You gotta put two hands on the hood to close them, because if you don't, see, the hinges don't want to give way, and you can actually fold the hood, and I don't want to do that, so let me go put two hands on this. All right. And apparently I spoke to the owner. This thing was parked in a carport. Goes right into gear. Train feels like it's slipping a little bit. I mean, it goes forward, no problem. I think that might actually be the original complaint with this thing. Yeah, that doesn't have reverse. Because it goes forward with no problem whatsoever. then it just dies out in reverse. There it goes, there it goes, there it goes. Now it's moving. Now I did check the fluid levels just sitting. So it wasn't running when I checked the transmission. Unfortunately, our parking lot's at a slight angle, so it's going to be what it's going to be. Let me pop the hood. Let me verify the transmission fluid level now that it's running. Because before it was a little bit above full. So now let me check it. It may not be full. Got the radiator cap off. And it's got coolant in it. And just now you can actually see it. When the thermostat opened, you can actually see the coolant rushing through the fins. But now, of course, you're not going to see it. Other thing too is, yes, it is low on transmission fluid, so I got to get some. I don't have any Dextron. Let me see if I can wait till that thermostat opens. It's kind of interesting to see. Right, it's got an air pocket in it too. But if you look closely, there you see it flowing. It's not flowing all that well either. It's got a lot of corrosion in it. So that's something we're probably going to have to address. All right, let me get some transmission fluid here for this. All right, so I put 2 quarts in it, and you got to remember the vehicle's at an angle, so that side's going to read a little bit higher on the stick. But my main thing is just see if it actually goes in reverse. Like I didn't want to rev the snot out of this before and smoke the tranny. Oh, it goes right in. It goes right in. So the whole point of this video is just getting it running. I was actually surprised I was able to get it running so easily. It turns out I was parked under a carport since '09. I don't know if I mentioned that already. So all I'm going to do is just drive it through the lot. It is registered and insured, but I don't want to take it on the road just yet. I want to look the whole thing over before I take a chance on the road. All right, so no overdrive on something like this. Well, shifts first and second. So it actually stops pretty good. Goes right into gear. All right, that's perfect. All right. Well, that's actually going to end this video. I just wanted to get it running, that's all. And make sure the training went into gear. All right. Hopefully you got something out of that. If you did, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.